So the summer transfer window is over. We've spent nearly £145 million, but have we really improved the team? This is the over and over and over again transfer special. Hello, my name is Richard. Welcome back to my channel, over and over and over again, the Arsenal podcast. In this video, I'm going to look at our activity in the transfer market this summer window and assess where it leaves us. Has it been good business? Are we in a good place now going forward for the rest of the season, or are we still short? Just before I get into all that, I want to make sure that you have subscribed to the channel. If you do enjoy what I do, you like the content here, please consider subscribing. It is free of charge. It does help the channel reach a larger audience. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like as well. Share the content around. If you've got any comments at all to make about the transfer window, what are your thoughts on the players in and the players out? Have we done good business this summer? Are you now excited for the rest of the season, or maybe not? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments box below, as I do love to hear from you guys as well. So let's start then with the players that we've brought into the club over the last couple of months. We've brought 6 players in, and I say the cost has been nearly £145 million, or around about that sort of figure, which is the most we've ever spent in one transfer window. I don't know why, but I feel very underwhelmed by the players that's come in overall. But anyway, we'll have a look at them now, and let's have a look and see what we think. So Ben White then's the most expensive signing that we made, £50 million of course from Brighton, centre-back, 23 years old, not much experience in the Premier League, only played last season with Brighton. Prior to that, he was on loan at Leeds and other clubs lower down the league. Of course, he made his debut, didn't he, against Brentford on the opening day of the season, didn't have a great game, and since then, of course, he's been out with COVID, so it's very difficult to judge exactly what a signing he's going to be. It looks like he's been brought in as a replacement for David Luiz, of course, who left at the end of last season. Very similar style of defender, likes to bring the ball out from the back, got a good long range passing. He lacks the experience and leadership of David Luiz. So is it really an upgrade for right now? Probably not. He's certainly a player that's got potential, like most of our signings, but has he really improved the team? I'm not really sure if he has, but time will tell. Of course, Martin Ødegaard, we know a lot about him, played on loan the second half of last season, a good player, and for 30 million for a 22-year-old from Real Madrid, you've got to say that's probably not a bad deal. We know what we're going to get with Ødegaard, but again, he's not really improving the team, is he? Because he was here last season, of course, as well as he did, but this was still a team, remember, that was struggling to create a lot of chances and score a lot of goals while he was playing. So I'm not saying I'm not happy about the signing, because I am. I did do a video looking at him and James Maddison at the time when we were kind of considering both players, and I thought Martin Ødegaard was a better option actually. So I'm happy with the signing. I'm just not sure if it really improves us. We needed more, but it's good that we've got him now on a permanent deal. I'm sure this will turn out to be a very good signing. Probably the one that I think is going to be the best signing of the lot is actually Aaron Ramsdale. I think he's going to be a very good goalkeeper. He's only 23 years old, of course. He's got a lot of experience in the Premier League. I know people talk about the relegations that he's had, but that's the teams that he's played for. I don't think you can really put that down to him. I thought he had a decent game against West Brom on his debut in the Carabao Cup, and I do think that he's not going to be long until he is our #1 goalkeeper. I do think this is going to be a good signing. 25 million for 23-year-old goalkeeper is probably not bad. He could be at the club for 10 years, couldn't he, at his age? And I do believe that probably out of all the signings that we've got, this one could turn out to be the best of the lot. So Sambi Lokonga then, he's looked really good, hasn't he? His first 2 games that he played. Again, a young player, 21 years old from Anderlecht. £15 million isn't a bad price for a player of that age. Again, he's another one with a lot of potential. Has he really improved the first team though? I see him as being Thomas Partey's stunt double, if you like. When Partey's out injured, he's going to be playing. And even then, he's not guaranteed to be playing, is he? When you look at the team against Manchester City, I think he's a good addition to the squad. And I think over the next 2 or 3 years, he could well develop into a very very good player. But has he really improved the team for the here and now? I'm not sure if he has. I can't see him and Thomas Partey both playing together, because I think Granit Xhaka is going to be the player that's going to be in the midfield. But I do feel as though he's a good squad player. He's probably an upgrade on maybe El Neni. But then when you look at some of the players that we've sent out on loan in a similar position, Guendouzi and Torreira, is he better than either of those two? I guess time will tell. But it's a good signing, but it's not a signing to really blow you away, is it? So Nuno Tavares, another young player, 21 years old, come from Benfica. Of course, he played against us, didn't he, last season in the Europa League. £7 million, probably a decent enough deal. He's cover for a position that we needed cover for, the left-back position, of course, because Kieran Tierney tends to be injured quite a lot. He's done okay in the appearances that he's made, brief appearances. He looks like he's got a lot of energy, a lot of pace, very raw though, and he wouldn't be ready to come in and play in the Premier League on a regular basis, a bit like some of the other players that we've signed. But for £7 million, you've got to say that's probably a decent deal, and I'm sure he's going to be a good player to have in the squad. Certainly an upgrade on Kolasinac, for example. And finally, of course, Tomiyasu, the Japanese defender, of course, arrived yesterday on transfer deadline day, £16 million from Bologna. Got to be honest, I don't know too much about him. 22 years old. Apparently he can play centre-back and right-back. Again, is he really coming in to improve the team straight away? Probably not. We've just got rid of Bellerin on loan, which we'll come to very shortly. I'm not sure if that's really improved things. Again, it fits the profile of these younger players, but again, I'm not sure if it's really what we needed for the here and now. Surely there would have been better right backs out there that maybe played in the Premier League that could have come in maybe slightly similar money as well. I'm not too sure about this deal, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to judge the guy. I don't know anything about him. I've never seen him play. I've never even heard of him until yesterday. So let's see what he does, and let's hope he does well. But again, it's not the sort of signing that you look at and think this is going to improve us from our 8th position from last season. So they're the incoming signings then. They've all got a similar profile, haven't they? They're all 23 or younger. A couple of homegrown players thrown in there as well. And of course, one that we know from last season. I say, for me, this is a sort of transfer window with these sort of signings that you make when you've maybe got a successful team that's maybe just getting past its peak. And these are the players that you know can come in over the next two years or so and replace the good players that you've got in the team already. And we're not in that position, are we? We finished 8th 2 seasons in a row. For me, this was a window where we really needed to improve that first team. We've got the same forwards and midfield that we had in the second half of last season, which wasn't creating enough chances, not scoring enough goals. We haven't really upgraded the defence when you look at some of the players that's gone and the players that's still there. I don't know. I just feel that this, for the money that we've spent this transfer window, I'm not sure if it has been a good deal. It's certainly not really what we needed right now. For the future, yes, I'm sure some of these players are going to prove to be good signings in 2 or 3 years' time. But unfortunately, we need improvements right now, or we're going to find this is going to be an extremely difficult season. So if we look at the players that's gone out, then the only player that we actually got any money for, Joe Willock, of course, to Newcastle, £26 million we got for him. I think that's a good deal for the player on both the clubs, actually. He probably wasn't going to get too many opportunities at Arsenal. Maybe a strange one in a lot of ways when we've lacked goals from midfield, which he obviously can provide, as we saw last season when he was on loan at Newcastle. But then he's had plenty of opportunities for Arsenal and hasn't really hit the ground, has he? So it's probably a good deal for him. All the other players that we've got rid of, we've got no money for. Obviously, Bellerin, as we said, has gone out on loan to Real Betis for the season. Probably best for him. I think he'd reached the end of his time at Arsenal for now. He never really recovered properly from that injury, and I do feel as though Arteta never really had enough trust in him. David Luiz, of course, has retired. We're going to miss his leadership, certainly in the changing room as well. I think he was a good influence on the young players. I think he's going to be a big loss. Willian, of course, terminated his contract. Never worked for him at Arsenal. Good luck to him in the future. It's a shame it didn't work out. Again, another experienced player that we've got rid of. Haven't replaced that experience. Again, I think that's a problem And of course, some of the other loans seem a little bit strange. I mentioned Guendouzi and Torreira. I know Torreira never really settled in London. You can maybe understand that one. But I think Guendouzi would have been a decent player to have kept in the squad. You know, we bought Lokonga. They maybe seem quite similar. Guendouzi's already got a year or so's experience in the Premier League, hasn't he? So maybe that's a strange one. Again, maybe it's an Arteta issue, not getting on with certain players. And then, of course, the William Saliba one is just bonkers, isn't it? Never played for the first team, been sent out on loan, and we're having to play Kolasinac as a centre-back. We've got Tomiyasu now, of course, as we mentioned, who's coming into the squad. But William Saliba, for me, surely he would have been a better bet than most of the defenders that we've got. And he's been sent out on loan. So very, very strange decisions, really. And here we are as well, as we move into September, we're still stuck with players like Kolasinac, Chambers, Holding, Cedric. Not good enough, are they? And we've got too many players in certain positions that are very average, and we don't have enough quality in other areas as a team which needed improving. So not too convinced about this window, if I'm totally honest. So there's my thoughts there on this transfer window. I don't believe it's really what we needed at this time. You know, when you've just finished 82 seasons in a row, when we started the season so poorly, I think it was important that we brought in some experienced players, some quality in the final third as well, that could add to what we've got. We do have some attacking talent in the squad, there's no doubt about that, some good young players as well, but it obviously wasn't working last season. It hasn't been working at the start of this season, and that was an area for me that really did need to be improved. And I think the experience in the squad as well is really lacking. We've got no leaders, and it does worry me that if we get 2 or 3 injuries in key positions, as we've already seen, we are going to really struggle. And that is a big worry, isn't it? When you look at where we are in the table at the moment, what gives us any hope that we're going to improve significantly on the last couple of seasons? Certainly, I can't see that at the moment. These players may well turn out to be good signings, as I said, in 2 or 3 years' time, if they're still at the club. And of course, will we still have the same manager? You change manager, they have different players that they want, different ideas. And to me, this is just a mess. But it is what it is. Let's hope that it works out. But I certainly don't have very high expectations that it will. So coming up on the channel then, there's a lot of stuff on the Arsenal women coming up this weekend. On Friday, of course, I'm doing the Arsenal Women's Show, brand new weekly show, where we're going to be looking ahead to the weekend's game. In this particular instance, it's the first game of the WSL season against Chelsea. I've got a couple of good guests on who've got good knowledge of the Arsenal women. So that's going to be a really good show today. So please join me for that. Then on Sunday, I'll be doing a watch along of the Arsenal women versus Chelsea game, the opening game of the WSL season. So please join me for that. Kickoff's at 12:30. So I'll probably go live about 20 past with your team news and build up, etc. And then next week, of course, we're going to get back to some of the usual stuff. The Tuesday clinic will be on. We're looking ahead towards the Norwich game, looking back on the transfer deadline and the Manchester City game, and loads of other stuff, of course, when it comes to Arsenal. So that'll be on Tuesday, around about 7:30 for that as well. Look out for some information on that, which I'll release on social media. So loads and loads coming up over the next few days. So please, if you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. Please give this video a like if you've enjoyed it as well. And I say, please share the content around. Drop your comments in the box as well, what you've made of this transfer window and anything else to do with Arsenal as well. It's great to hear your opinions as well. So I say loads coming up to look forward to. It's going to be the competition as well to win the great book Highbury Memories as well. I'll be releasing details of that later on this week. You do need to be a subscriber to have any chance of winning that as well. So get subscribing now, be in with a chance of winning, and I will release full details of that competition very, very soon. So thanks for watching the channel. Thanks for your support. I say please like, share and subscribe. So of course we can now put the transfer window behind us. Look forward to the next few months of the season with renewed optimism maybe. Not really for me, I'm afraid. But anyway, come on you Gunners.